Anybody else ready for this damn tournament to start? What's up everyone, Chris from Cinema Hooked, and today I'm talking about Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, and if it wasn't obvious from that intro, I just want this tournament to finally start. Gotta say though, I'm absolutely loving the build-up. I'm not mad that it hasn't started yet because I'm enjoying these first two episodes. I've enjoyed these first two episodes. They're good. I really like it. It's character building. It's world building. I like it. We're getting to know the characters more. I think the next episode's finally going to start the tournament. We actually got a little taste of it. We got a little taste of the tournament. We haven't seen Sir Duncan the Toll ride a horse and joust and sword fight and take a freaking mace to someone's head. Like, that's what I want to see. I want to see Sir Duncan because 2 episodes in, absolutely love the character. He's great. Absolutely love it. Got to meet some new characters this episode. We got a lot more of the Targaryens, which that was really cool. We also met Prince Baelor Targaryen, who had dark hair, which I found that interesting because from all we've seen, aside from Jon Snow, because, you know, Winterfell, Stark, dark hair, but all the Targaryens have like the beautiful blonde, like white hair, but Baelor had really dark hair. I thought that that was interesting. So, like, I'd have to look up who his parents are. Because my God, is it hard to keep track of what Targaryen is which because they love recycling names. So it's like, wait, is that the father, the grandfather, or maybe the great-grandfather? Because that was the name of that guy's uncle, but that guy's uncle had 2 kids, and then that person had sex with their brother, and they had the 5th Aegon. It can be quite confusing. It's very hard to keep track of, but that's not what I want to talk about on this episode. But I do want to talk a little bit about that family tree. Now, this next part is sort of spoiler. It's you know, it's pretty much, I want to talk full spoilers. So this next part's gonna be spoiler. So if you haven't watched the episode, go watch the episode. But if you haven't even started this show yet and you're just looking for recommendations, yes, I absolutely recommend it. But wait until after this coming Sunday's episode, because if you're able to binge those first 3 episodes, it's gonna be so much more satisfying because you're gonna get the tournament. But I really want to talk about one specific thing, but there's your warning, spoiler, jumping into spoiler territory now. In the first episode, we meet the now squire of Sir Duncan the Tall at a little inn, and he appears to be a stable boy, but isn't acting like an actual stable boy, and he goes by the name of Egg. Now, if that wasn't absolutely obvious, which at first watch, I really didn't realize it, even though all of the clues were there. There was a Targaryen in the bar, super drunk, using his dragon gold coins, and his name's Egg. We know that Aegon, in other media, whether it's House of Dragons or it's Game of Thrones, we've got his brother who is at Castle Black, who's dying on his bed. Oh, Egg, Egg, Egg.
Egg. I dreamed that I was old.
As he's dying, telling these stories to Samwell Tarly, Egg, Aegon, Targaryen. How did I not know that at first? After the episode, I was all, holy heck, like that was, that was Aegon, duh. So yeah, if you didn't know, now you know. But you probably knew because you're smarter than me. Also, if you're curious what that relation is, because there's so many Targaryens, like I said before, but if you want to know the relation of this Aegon to some of the characters we know from Game of Thrones, like the Mad King, Daenerys, this Egg, little boy with the shaved head, is the great-grandfather of Daenerys Targaryen. He is the grandfather of the Mad King. So now you know a little bit more of the lineage because it is quite confusing. Jumping back into this episode, we get a little bit more world building and there's a really fun, you know, tug of war scene. Sir Duncan is kind of eavesdropping on the Targaryens in this little private meeting, and it's silly Duncan, like, you can see like his wardrobe or his sword, something's in the doorway that Baelor sees, and he calls him in, catches him for spying, but basically pleads his case and tells him, like, do you remember this person? You know, all these other lords, they refuse to remember him. And I don't know if Baelor was actually telling the truth, but it seemed like he did. It seemed like he did legitimately remember the name. And even his brother, the other prince, is like, how do you remember such, you know, ridiculous things? Like, how do you remember this? And there was a little story there. Really like that. Really like that. But basically, he gets accepted into the tournament. He's gonna be able to compete, which that's all he wanted. He does add, though, that since Sir Duncan wasn't a blood relative of his, you know, basically his master, he can't use the same sigil. He needs to come up with his own sigil. So he goes to the girl who was in the play with the dragon and everything and asks her if she can paint a new sigil, which we have, I don't believe we've seen the reveal yet, but they did describe it. There's going to be a tree and some blue. That's all we know. But I don't think we've like seen it in its final form quite yet. And he needs armor. He needs armor. So he goes to an armorist and, asks him, basically, I don't have any money. Can you give me armor? And the guy's like, it's 800, whatever. I can't remember the currency that they're using. And he's like, I have 6. He wanted like 800. He's like, I have 6. Like 6. That's it. Not 600. I've got 6. I'm really looking forward to seeing Sir Duncan in the armor. We haven't seen it yet, but I'm really looking forward to it. But speaking of armor, when the tournament does commence and we see the first battles going on with the jousting, there's a Targaryen with this, I believe it was a Targaryen. I don't want to be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was a Targaryen. This all blacked out armor with this freaking just sick helmet. Looked absolutely awesome. We got the disgusting scene with the guy biting the fish head off. That was absolutely disgusting. But, it gave us that little taste of the tournament. And it's like, it's all I want. And if you see my other video, which I posted last week, I'm going to be reviewing this whole season, episode by episode. So make sure you subscribe. They're going to be in their own Game of Thrones playlist. So hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, because I'm going to be talking about this every week because I'm absolutely loving this show. And I want to geek out with you guys about it because that's why I do this. I love talking with you guys about this stuff. Really good episode, though. Nothing, just mind-blowing. Nothing crazy happened. Not a ton of blood and guts everywhere. No crazy weird sex scenes. Just a really good episode. I've seen some people over on my TikTok. I did a video about the first episode and people were like, this show's stupid. And I'm like, why? Why is it stupid? And they're like, it's silly. It's dumb jokes. It's dumb humor. And I'm sorry. I rewatch Game of Thrones like annually. Basically like annually. Like I love the Game of Thrones show. There's a lot of humor and silly, stupid jokes in Game of Thrones. So people acting like, oh, it's just not as serious as Game of Thrones was. Game of Thrones had a lot of humor in it. And I don't get that criticism of this new show. I think it's people just, I don't know. People got to complain about something, right? But should they? Should they? No. I'm super stoked for episode 3. I didn't watch the teaser for it because I kind of like just going into the episodes blind. I probably will watch it though, so I can use some B-roll footage for this video. But I will try and get next week's video up sooner, hopefully on Monday, just the day after the episode airs. Give you guys a chance to watch it. Come back here. Let's talk about it in the comments. But I'm loving the show. I'd love to know what you guys think if you have watched the first 2 episodes. What are you guys liking about it? What are you disliking about it? Because hey, maybe you're with the other guy that I saw on TikTok. Maybe you don't like how funny it is, but I love Sir Duncan, the actor. I just love the way he talks down and he has like no confidence whatsoever. And he's this big, massive giant of a man. And he just seems so sweet and nice, but I can't wait to see him swinging a sword and taking people down to the ground and maces to the head. It's going to be absolutely awesome. Can't wait for it. So if you liked this review, I would love it if you hit that subscribe button, hit the little like button like the sign there says, and like always, let's keep the conversation going after the video ends, and hopefully, I'll see you guys in the comments. Bye.